Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. Guys, there was a biggish fight here in the UK. Zach Parker took on John Ryder, and this was a for a mandatory position to fight Canelo Alvarez. And the winner of this fight was probably going to put himself in a position where he would be in line to fight Saul Canelo Alvarez, and that's why this fight was very meaningful and a very important fight. And the fight was only 4 rounds. I mean, Zach Parker pulled out the fight. I'm not one for criticizing fighters of quitting and stuff because I understand that this sport is a very tough sport. I understand that fighting is a very tough business. But I think Zach Parker is going to come under a lot of criticism. The fact that he was in his first biggish fight or big fight and he broke his hand, which we've seen a lot of severe injuries than that in a boxing ring, and fighters go on. So you're going to come under criticism. I don't know. He obviously said in an IFL interview that his hand had snapped and there was no way he could fight on. He was in a lot of pain. And as soon as he snapped it, he didn't come out the next round to seethe. He just thought, I can't do it. Someone like Teddy Atlas, for example, would criticize him loads for something like that. Just because what he would say is that a fighter shown his thrown his threshold. If he says enough's enough in this situation, he's gonna say enough's enough in another situation where something could be even worse than a broken hand. It could be a broken eye socket. Obviously, everyone's not made the same way. Some people are different. Some people don't have the same kind of pain threshold, or they feel that why would I want to kill myself in this situation? Why would I want to damage myself further? You had people like Muhammad Ali, for example, that fought with broken jaws and were willing to go to extreme lengths. But not everybody's on that kind of level. Not everybody has that kind of determination. Even Mike Tyson was accused of quitting, and Mike Tyson was viewed as an animal by a lot of people. But even he was somebody that was seen as a guy that when it got tough, which I don't agree with, by the way, but a lot of fans did accuse him of that as well. Many fighters have been accused of being soft. When the going gets tough, they find a way out. With this is Zach Parker situation, I mean, I think that Ryder was starting to get to him. Zach Parker was very untested. Ryder was more proven at world level. So, I think a lot of people felt like Ryder might be too much for Zach Parker. Some people weren't impressed with Zach Parker. Um, they felt that Ryder is experienced and Ryder's just a better fighter. And there was times in that you did see that in that last round that Ryder seemed like he was getting to him. A lot of people think that the fact that Ryder was starting to get to him, maybe Zach Parker didn't want any more. Look, maybe it just was the fact that his hand was bust and he thought there's no way I can win this fight at this like he said, at this level. There's no way I can. There's no way you can fight at this level. With one hand. So maybe he just thought, I'm just going to get beat up in there. There's no point. I might as well live to fight another day, which, like I said, some people would criticize, some people would agree. I don't know. I think generally boxing fans are pretty ruthless, and I think he's going to get a lot of criticism. People probably call him a quitter. Like I said, I don't really want to go down that road because, like I said, I respect every fighter, and they're very tough. They get in there. And to be honest, he was having a bit of success. He was landing body shots of his own. But in that last round, you could clearly see maybe he snapped his hand and Ryder was getting to him. Maybe that's why when he snapped his hand, Ryder started getting on top of him because Parker couldn't really throw anything back. Although in the previous round, like I said, Zach Parker did land some brutal body shots. But unfortunately, his hand snapped and Ryder went on. It was a very, very unsatisfactory end to the fight. I mean, I think people. I didn't watch it live. I watched it afterwards. I watched the full fight afterwards. But I mean, it was very unsatisfactory. I think that was a fight that they actually thought would be a big fight, a fight that would actually be pretty entertaining, a good fight. But for it to end like that was very unsatisfactory. I mean, very, very unsatisfactory. It yeah, left a little bit of a bitter taste in my mouth because I was expecting a much better fight than that. And now we move on to the main topic, is which John Ryder seems like he's set himself now for a fight with Canelo Alvarez. Now uh we know that John Ryder is we know that John Ryder now is in a prime position to fight Canelo. Canelo's going to be looking for a tune-up fight, and this now puts John Ryder in a great position to fight Canelo Alvarez. I personally think, like, here's my view on it. I think Canelo, I don't mind him fighting John Ryder. I think it would be seen as a tune-up fight. I don't think John Ryder has any chance of beating Canelo Alvarez. That's my opinion. I think Canelo Alvarez is a different level of fighter, and I actually think John Ryder is going to get knocked out pretty quick in that fight. I think Canelo, not necessarily. I think John Ryder's tough. I think he might be able to take a bit of punishment, but I think Canelo Alvarez will get to him, start bashing him. And unfortunately, I don't even think John Ryder's at the level where he'll win around. Like, you know, when he fought Amir Khan or Billy Joe Saunders, these guys had the skill to be able to box and win rounds. I mean, this guy's not even going to win rounds. So Canelo's going to, in my opinion, Canelo's a better boxer. He's stronger. He's got a better chin. I feel like he'll beat Ryder in every aspect, and eventually he'll take Ryder out. I don't think Ryder has any chance against Canelo. Not any chance. I mean, no, not for me. I mean, I think Canelo will wipe him out, and that's no disrespect. It's just Canelo Alvarez, and I think Canelo's gonna come. I think Canelo's going to be coming back with coming back after this surgery. He's going to want to put on a performance, because a lot of people are questioning Canelo now and feel that he's on the downward slide, and he's going to want to go in there with someone like Ryder and prove that he's still got it, and he's going to want to look sensational. So I think that I won't be surprised if that's an early night where Canelo goes in there looking for an early night, looking to wipe Ryder out, because Canelo's not like he's got a weak chin or anything where, he's got to be careful. Canelo's got one of the best chins in the game. And Ryder's not really a big puncher, especially not at 168. I mean, even at 160, he had respectable power. I wouldn't say he was a big puncher. So, and he's not really a 168. You saw the size difference between him and Zach Parker. Zach Parker just doesn't have the skills Canelo has. Canelo's not a big 168, but Canelo's filled out. He's also fought at light heavyweight. I think Canelo's a very powerful man. And I think he's gonna do some. I think, like, I know I was speaking to Ray actually on the in a WhatsApp group we've got, and he actually said that I don't think Canelo will waste his time. I think Canelo will, because I think Canelo wants a tune-up fight, and he'll view someone like Ryder as a tune-up fight. It's just that the Canelo gets a lot of criticism, and I think if he fights John Ryder, he's going to get severe criticism fighting John Ryder, because people here will look at John Ryder as a cherry pick. I mean, even though, like, I think it's unfair to call Ryder a cherry pick, I think he beat Jacobs, even though I don't think he beat Jacobs. He gave Callum Smith a very tough fight, but again, he hasn't really got the credibility of fighting Canelo Alvarez when there's other guys out there really that I would say are much better fighters, like an Andre, like a Charlo, like guys like that would probably make for more interesting, bigger fights. I mean, I would rather see, like, personally, I think Charlo is a fight where Canelo could go straight back into. I don't really think Canelo needs a tune-up. I think Canelo's going to put himself under a lot of pressure. He's going to get a lot of criticism, and I don't think he needs that. I think Canelo is more than capable of fighting someone like Jamal Charlo off the back and beating Jamal Charlo off the back. I don't think he needs to fight John Ryder, but I'm not against it, because I understand that Canelo may not be confident after a surgery. He may want to go in and feel how his hand feels, feel whatever he's had surgery on, how it feels. But yeah, look, I understand the fans' frustration. They want to see Canelo in there. They want to see Canelo tested against the best all the time. But I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. But I would love to see. I would love to see Canelo v Charlo. I think that's a fight. I'm gonna do a video on Charlo, because Charlo's been been doing some crazy stuff, which I'm gonna definitely talk about. I honestly want to see Canelo fight a Charlo. Let's see. Let's see what happens. But I think it looks like that Canelo will probably fight John Ryder next. I think it's probably a fight that he and his team will opt for. I think it gives Ryder a good opportunity for a payday. I think he's been looking for this big fight for a while now. And look, John Ryder's had some big fights. He's had Billy Joe. I know at the time he probably didn't get paid that much. Billy Joe was at the, wasn't as name he is now. Then he had a fight with Callum Smith, which was for a world title. I thought he won that fight. And then he fought He fought Danny Jacobs. So he's had some big fights. If he gets the Canelo fight, he would make some good money. And, he can... Look, like I said, I don't think many people will give John Ryder any chance in that fight. Just because it's Canelo. And we all know that Canelo is not getting beaten by somebody at 160, especially not John Ryder. I mean, would John Ryder beat David Benavidez? Probably not. Would he beat Caleb Plant? Probably not. Would he beat any of the other top guys, Morel and all these guys? Probably not. So, yeah, I don't see him beating Canelo. I give him not much of a chance. But, I think it's a good fight for Canelo. But, yeah, leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. What did you make of John Ryder's performance? What do you make of the Canelo-John Ryder fight? Leave your thoughts. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.